Hey there, everyone. It is James Milan, and this is the DPCD update. That's our Department of Planning and Community Development. And guess what? Claire Ricker, the director of that department, is here to join us. Hello, Claire.
Hi, how are you?
We are good, hoping you
Good.
are as well.
Yes. Yes.
Town meetings coming up, so of course we're all good.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've got other things to talk about today. Sorry. We'll hear about a Green Communities grant. Yes, it's been months probably since the last grant we talked
Yeah.
about. Anyway, the town received a Green Communities grant for some decarbonization efforts. We'll hear about that from you. We want to talk about the upcoming public meeting on the Park Avenue Safety Improvement Project. And then there are, of course, Arlington 250 events to talk about. That is rather looms rather large for all of us. Anyway, I think we'll start though with it being time to amp up. Is that right, Claire?
That's right. We are hosting a kickoff event for the Arlington AmpUp Comprehensive Plan Update with our consultant Stantec on April 3rd. Um, and just for some background, a comprehensive plan, which was formerly known as the master plan, but we're getting away from using that language. So we're calling it a comprehensive plan that serves as a guide for land use and development decisions over the next 10 or so years. The current plan was adopted in 2015, so about 10 years ago. And from that process, we developed and implemented many of the action items recommended in that plan, including the development of several other plans and initiatives like the Net Zero Action Plan, which is a roadmap for the town to achieve net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. Also, Connect Arlington, which is our sustainable transportation plan, which recommended bike share, adopting a complete streets policy, and a variety of other transportation improvements that we've since completed. Um, we implemented the Affordable Housing Trust and the Housing Production Plan. Those were both action items that were recommended in 2015. And we've developed a tree inventory and management plan, another recommendation. So this public planning process is seeking to update that 2015 plan, and we're looking for input from residents, business owners, and everyone, honestly, in the community. We'd like people to come together and to begin to visualize ways to make Arlington an even better place to live, work, and enjoy into the future. So the April 3rd event is the first in a series of events this year designed to share information and hear from as many people in the community as possible to inform the comprehensive plan as it's being developed. If folks can't make it on April 3rd, there will be other opportunities to participate during the year, either at in-person events, which we're looking to host, or via surveys that we're looking to develop and we hope that people will complete. And of course, we'll be posting all of this information online at arlingtonma.gov /comp plan. We intend to bring the updated plan to town meeting in 2026 for their endorsement. So looking forward to that event later next week.
Yeah, it truly is comprehensive and it truly is a plan and it truly does affect our lives over the next decade and more. So
Mhm.
do get involved, folks.
Yes.
All right, Claire, I was being glib earlier, of course, but it is always lovely to be able to celebrate yet another grant that the town has qualified for. And again, no surprise that it is in the green space. So tell us about the latest Green Communities grant.
Sure, yeah. So the town was awarded $125,000 in a competitive grant process for energy efficiency in municipal buildings. 13 Green Communities grants is what the town has received since the program's inception in 2010, which is roughly one a year. Um, Three town buildings will receive improvements from this grant, including the Ed Burns Arena and the ice skating rink, which will get some air sealing insulation and weather stripping to address building envelope leaks. Also, the Hardy Elementary School, there'll be a new energy management system for efficient operation of the heating and cooling equipment there. And then at the Thompson Elementary School, we'll be installing high efficient LED lighting fixtures throughout the building. Many thanks to the Department of Energy Resources at the state for their continued support. And of course, kudos to Talia Fox for her continued efforts towards meeting Arlington's net zero goals.
Boy, she is a professional at this stuff, that is for sure. And
Yes.
interesting to think about what changes of the sort you're talking about that might happen at the Ed Burns Arena, could make it feel a little less drafty than it
Yeah.
often does in there. Though, of course, it's an ice rink, so what are you going to do? Um, okay, moving forward, we have coming up on March 31st, an event around the Park Avenue Safety Improvement Plan project, excuse me. We do hear from residents on
Mhm.
almost weekly basis ourselves here at ACMI about this stuff. So I'm sure people are interested to hear the latest.
Yes, definitely. So, building upon the ongoing efforts to enhance safety and accessibility along the Park Avenue corridor, the project team will hold an in person meeting at Town Hall on March 31st, which is this Monday, from 6:30 to 8 p.m. This meeting will provide residents with the opportunity to review and provide feedback on the project's preliminary conceptual designs. Stantec, the town's consultant on the project, has completed an existing conditions analysis that lays the groundwork for development of these potential design options. And then, based on the feedback received at this meeting and via online surveys, the project team will continue to engineer the community's preferred design option into a final conceptual design for the intersections to present to the select board ultimately for approval. And we do hope the public can attend this meeting.
Great, thanks very much for that. And last thing on the official agenda for today. Again, I joked earlier about town meeting and that I did that because that looms large for you. I know it's a particularly crazy time for the planning department to get ready for that. And of course, ACMI has that on our radar as well. But really, even before that, we've got some major events related to Arlington 250 coming up. And what you're going to tell us about that.
Sure. So next month, there'll be a host of events surrounding the nation's semi-quincentennial celebrations. Here in Arlington, of course, we have the big Battle of Monotony reenactment on Sunday, April 20th. I'll talk more about that in our next update. But I wanted to mention two upcoming events of note. On April 5th, the Arlington Tourism and Economic Development Committee is hosting a cleanup day in preparation for the weekend. There will be two shifts from 10 a.m. to noon and from noon to 2 p.m. The group will meet at the northwestern corner of the Russell Common Municipal Lot at the start of each shift. And then on April 6th, Arlington 250 has a kickoff event at the Capitol Theater in East Arlington from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And at this kickoff event, there'll be kids' crafts, colonial music and dancing, Arlington 250 exhibits and event information, a Battle of Monotony lecture, selfie station with William Dawes, free ice cream sundae bar, and theater snacks, beer and wine for sale. So that seems like it's going to be a really fun event to sort of kick off our big party for the semi-quincentennial.
Yeah, I mean, it is something that we and you and the entire, many people around town have been thinking about for a long time. Hard to believe, and yet not, that it's here, just about right here. So
Yeah,
let's get going. Why not?
yeah.
Anything else we should mention, Claire?
Oh, I've got a million things going, but nothing I can think about at this. Nothing I can think about talking about at this point.
All right,
Next month.
fair enough. All right, it's time to start working on those million things then. I will let you go. I have been speaking with Claire Ricker. She is the director of our Department of Planning and Community Development for this DPCD update. We appreciate Claire's time. We always do. We appreciate yours as well. Thanks for joining us. I'm James Milan. We'll see you next time.